Fatal Combat, written and directed by Damon Lee, also written by Lei Swan. Also released 1995. Stephen Oh is the only actor who's actually trying in this movie. He gives a thinly over top performance while also being intimidating. Stock footage of the Sahara Desert, stock footage of the Antarctic, stock footage of the Himalayas, stock footage of the Mongolia Mountain. Yeah, you have stock footage, and no, I do not think this movie had the budget for a plane to fly around to all these different places. Damon Lee made 3 movies in the same year, so this has to be stock footage. Look, they are commentating over moon rovers for the people who don't want to see people fight to the death. This does not look like the background of talk show. I have no idea what they're referencing. Moon roving is not a dangerous sport. How to make it dangerous? His stomach got damaged from the gas or something. I don't know. The build that this guy likes karate, and because this guy doesn't give a shit about that, he uses a gun. That was a joke from the Indiana Jones movie. And he was holding a chocolate bar and covered at the product placement. Oh great, they're using red light to make the studio offices look like sci-fi. We see the teacher talk about the news that was on a TV at the time. He's not a history teacher. What the hell is he teaching? Current shit that people could just learn on the news? And we learned that he has a bit of a dark side because he calls one of his students a Jew boy. We also learn that he takes every member of his family being smart very seriously because he wants to call the child Einstein. After a couple of failures, they are finally able to have a child, and he seems fine about it at first. Then he meets people in black cloaks and doesn't care about the child anymore. Now he wants to be a TV star and fight people to death. Oh crap, this is actually a decent up angle shot of the stairs. He stops these ninjas from beating up his wife in the parking garage in a very ridiculously easy way. How does a trained athlete not get up from that? It makes no sense. Also get another scene where he's caring for his wife while the baby is coming out. But right after that, the executive of the Fight to Death TV show sees this and he says, I know the male psychology. He wants to get away from the responsibility of raising a baby and be on a fight to the death action show. Right after he explains that he controls his anger to the Jew kid, who apparently they're friends. I don't know why he's friends with one of his students. Right after that, he impresses the executives of the Fight to Death TV show with his fighting skills, so he joins to join them and fight people to death, which was against the morals that he just said to the Jew kid. Oh crap, I guess they did go to Mongolia. After a scene that completely relies on moving the camera and Steve's old performance for nearly 3 minutes, we get something else that doesn't make sense. The Jew kid joins him in a fight to death TV show, even though the executives never saw his fighting skills. Next, we get a scene that establishes that she's really worried about him and does not want him in this fight to death TV show, but he doesn't give a crap about that. Why does a super intense fight to death TV show executive guy meditate? Does he have some culture in there? We're seeing where a guy intimidates a Jew kid by taking mashed potatoes off his face. I don't know, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Black guy seems to be on the same level as all the other characters in the movie. In fact, he's actually a bit tougher than the white guys. Well, that's an improvement over other Damon Lee movies. Even O's performance is intimidating. Already talked about that. Dog footage. Well, I guess they did actually go to Mongolia. Look, like almost 40 minutes of this movie is fight scenes. And there's only so many times I can say that a fight scene is decent because it's not in slow motion. So the movie ends with his wife joining the Fight to Death TV show as a female executive because she got tortured by the executive and completely gives up her life just because she got tortured by a man. This is a dark ending, so I guess it's fine. So that's Fatal Combat. This is a movie where I really struggled for stuff to talk about. I mean, I guess there's enough to talk about in the beginning, but over the middle, it's supposed to have fighting scenes that are done decently, and it was obviously a ripoff of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Running Man, because it's a TV show about people fighting to the death. This movie is just like okay, I guess Stephen O's performance is good, but other than that, it's just a cheaper version of the Running Man that's not worth watching. Bye.